Welcome back to an episode of J Bop and Chip, guys. I'm Chip. That's J Bop. I didn't give him a warning. That's why he's acting like that. It's okay though. Anywho, today we're gonna keep it simple, keep it quick. We're gonna go over some kitchen TikTok food hacks and tell you whether it's fact or cap, basically.
You could just have food hacks, true or false.
Same thing. Same thing,
It's
different
another
story.
episode where you picking the videos again.
Would you like the mouse? I did my job. I was pulling this up.
That's really you did your job. I pull. Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Chief.
All right. We're going to see what Justin picks first. What was that? Wait a second. What the fuck is that? That's a lie. I can tell you that now. That might be true.
But see,
That might be true. I don't fully believe it.
that
but let's
can work, but only if you have a small amount of soup. Like I guess if you're at home, this is fine. But you gotta have a big ladle, and most people at the house don't have a ladle this big.
Let's go back
that
to
does
the
work.
whole yam on a chopstick. A chopstick's not gonna go through a yam that fast.
I've never done.
And then also,
What? The chopstick is not gonna go through it. That wasn't a yam. That
yeah,
was
that's
a,
what I'm about to say. First of all, it's not a yam; it's a whole yucca root.
Okay. Red flag. Fuck no. So if you accidentally pour that much fucking salt into whatever it is, toss it out.
Absolutely.
Just toss it out. Like
It's that, or if
give
you
it
got-
to nature. Like
if
a
you
potato.
got a gumbo, if you got
No.
a gumbo pot, then pour that over into your big old
No.
gumbo pot, and then just put a fuck ton of water in there.
No, fuck that. Ain't no saving that shit. You dump that much salt in some shit, just
No,
dump it
yeah.
out and start over.
I mean,
A
you could
potato
make
is not gonna save you.
You could put a few potatoes in there, add some water and shit, but in that small
No.
pot as it is, nah.
No, that's not gonna work.
Now, I doubt that's gonna work.
Once again, this is a fucking lie. Okay, so
It's not just gonna revert time on that shit. It's already overcooked and soggy and shit. The bread's not gonna soak
If-
up any of it.
If you run into a situation where your timer goes off, your rice is nice, but you still have more liquid in your rice, then you can definitely strain it. Is what I would recommend. If your
Don't
rice is
pour it
done,
into
your
a
timer
strainer.
going off, but you put a little too much water in there, and you can see once you fluff it that you still have a lot of liquid in there. Just strain it off. Don't let the rice cool in that liquid, or attempt to just turn off your rice cooker and let it cool in that liquid, because it'll continue to cook and absorb that and become mushy. You got to just strain it out.
If you do that, you may as well make rice pudding.
Yes, like there's either make rice pudding with that shit, do a smoothie. There's no saving it once it looks that bad. Like this piece of bread shit is just not gonna work, fam. I'm sorry.
Wait, real quick. One of those comments says, "Will the potato also absorb the salt shaker cap?" That shit fell in there too, and they didn't take it out.
What?
That's a lie. That's gonna melt your sugar. It will
Like-
100% melt your sugar.
Okay, if let's think about this for a minute, because I've never tried this shit, and
I
I
know.
don't think it will work.
It's
Like,
not gonna complete.
if it does work-
some.
In my mind, if this does work, what's gonna happen is you need to use that sugar immediately.
Immediately.
Otherwise, it's gonna be hard as a rock once it cools down. Like, cause you basically just loosening it up, but now you kind of made it liquid or tacky to itself, so it's just gonna stick right back.
The way I think that might work better is if you got a warm paper towel or a bunch of warm paper towels / cloths, obviously clean cloths, and like wet, damp paper towels, and put it in there and then wrapped up the block in it. Now, it's going to be sticky, but I feel like that has a higher success rate
So-
than putting it in the microwave.
Check this. Okay, here's another one. If your sugar is that dry to where it's hard as a rock,
Throw it away.
no, you don't have to throw it away.
Eat
If
it.
you're gonna put it in something where you're gonna dissolve it, who really gives a shit? You're gonna dissolve it. Now, if you say, "Oh well, but how do I measure it?" You could weigh it, Or you could dissolve the sugar in a little bit of water and then measure how much you have in the dissolved liquid. You could do it that way. Or you could throw it in a blender, food processor, break it up. But it's really not, I don't think it's that big of an issue to have
What you do? Put
brown
it in a
sugar that's
Ziploc
not
bag.
clumpy.
Put it in a gallon Ziploc bag.
And hit it with a pan.
Yeah. Call it anger management. Call it a day.
Yeah, you can do that. But if it's like hard as a rock, then the blender definitely works. Or just let it dissolve in the liquid.
Put it in a sock and hit your kids with it.
Okay, that is true.
Yeah,
That's definitely
that's
true.
just sewing 101. How
Highly
you
fucking
getting
doubt
it
that.
out?
Highly fucking doubt. Getting it out ain't the issue. You just squeeze them out, or you just cut the bottle. That's not the issue. But keeping dead shrimp in cold water is not gonna make them last for a year. I don't care if you say, "Oh well, the water bottle's airtight." No, it's not. You squeeze the shit by hand, and you already broke the seal because it's a used water bottle. Don't fucking do that. Your refrigerator's gonna smell like fucking shit. Don't do that. My rule of thumb is 5 to 7 days. Like if I prepare something or buy something from the farmer's market, meat or anything of that nature, I have 5 to 7 days to use it. Fish, I really do 4. Like I cook it, that's day 1. Well, I buy it. It starts when I buy it. So I buy it, I cook it. So I got 2 days after whenever, but 4 days for fish and generally 5 to 7 days for anything else. Like unless it's a condiment or something like that, it shouldn't really be in your refrigerator that long. Like you should never be looking to keep something in your refrigerator for a year unless you're trying to. Well, some people dry age meats in refrigerators and things of that nature. But we're talking about just a regular average fucking person. Don't keep anything in your refrigerator as far as fresh things are concerned over a week. Just don't do it.
Speaking of keeping things in your refrigerator, there is no reason. No, they're. Oh, I thought they were gonna put that in a microwave. There's no reason your meat should have that frost on it and look that dark in certain places if it wasn't freezer burnt.
So, okay, clearly they used warm water when they thawed that meat out because
Yeah.
it was starting to gray. If you do this, not a problem with doing this, but you need to use that meat immediately after. Like, don't put this shit in the refrigerator for later. Like, if you use a warm method when you thaw something, please cook that meat or whatever it is as soon as you thaw it out. Do not throw it back in the refrigerator. Do
Or
not
the
say,
freezer.
"Oh, well, let me put it back in the freezer because I ain't gonna do." No, you gotta use it now, or you're
gonna
gonna
be-
regret it later.
It's gonna be bad the next time, and it's
Yeah,
not
you're
gonna
gonna
taste
be
the
sick.
same. It's not gonna be the same quality.
very
none
sick.
of that. I also find it easier just to put it in the Ziploc bag and boil it.
That works.
Did you know that Ziploc bags can be put in the microwave and they won't melt?
Some of them.
Name brand ones.
Okay, so
That's
this
only-
one right here, this is partially true.
It's partially true, but it's not. Their oil is obviously fresh shit. They just threw some shit in there. That's not black.
I was
used
just about
dry
to say
cooked
that.
oil.
Like this oil right here.
If you get a good pan of oil that you done use time and time again and actually use, not just dump some fresh new oil,
So
that's just not gonna work.
let's an
Your oil's
example
still finna
where
be real
this
dark.
may work. Here's an example where this may work. If you fried a batch of chicken, okay,
Mm-hmm.
like you pour the oil fresh, and this is the first time you use the oil, you fried chicken today, and you want to preserve your oil. You can use this method to get up the little crumbly bits and things of that nature, but your oil is not going to be that clear. It's still going to look used. And what I recommend a lot of people do is you get some type of container, or, you know, if you're a person that uses a lot of cans, wash out a can or something like that, and get a strainer, whether it's a cone strainer or the large baking strainers or sifters, and pour your grease through that, and then keep it in your little grease container. Like every home cook needs a grease container.
Now
You can
if
use
you're-
grease like 3 times, depending on how
if you're
hot.
a smart home cook, what you do is after you've dumped your entire, because typically to fry a thing of chicken or anything at your house, you get one of those like quart containers of long bottles of oil, unless you get one of the big ones. But if you get one of those long bottles of oil, vegetable oil, canola oil, doesn't fucking matter, and you pour that entire bitch in your pot to fry the shit off, after you decide to do your little bit of oil cleaning, straining, whatever you want to do, get your funnel, put it right back in that bottle. Same amount.
When it's cool, oh my God.
Obviously when it's cool.
You say obviously, but we've seen TikTok. People are crazy. Let the grease cool
down.
down.
I started off by saying good home cook.
Or you could buy a container of, coffee and dump all that shit out. I don't even think coffee comes in metal tins anymore.
No, only the fancy stuff does. Everything comes in plastic.
But a decent metal container for extra grease or to dispose of grease, because you
Don't
shouldn't be
dump
putting
that hot
grease down your
in that
sink
metal container.
anyway.
You're gonna burn your hand.
Even if you're at home, you work in a corporation or a commercial kitchen, or if you stay in a fucking apartment, you shouldn't be dumping grease down the sink. You fuck up the pipes for everybody. So grab a grease container when that grease has run its course and it's solidified. Thunk that shit in the trash. Bring your container back and call it a motherfucking day. But
I had a better way of doing that growing up. It's called going out to your front yard or to your deck.
But that's
patio.
how you get critters, because they're attracted to the smell.
Okay, so if you live on second floors, don't do this. But what I did, if we lived on the base floor of an apartment, or like in a house with the front and backyard,
do not do this.
We went to the back of the backyard and we just dumped the oil over there.
Don't do it, because you're gonna get a fuck ton of critters.
But they never came in the house. They be in the backyard, of course. But when I say critters, I mean like bugs. I ain't never got no actual critters. We ain't get no. You
constantly do that. They'll just follow the trail back to the house.
What trail?
The trail of grease that's coming from the container and your footsteps. They're gonna follow the food back. You gotta be
smart. You gotta be smart about this. You thought we just
dumped it. You just said you dump it on the ground outside.
Yeah, but you thought we let that shit track back? No. You bring a napkin or two with you or a towel. Once you done dumping it, obviously gonna have a little bit of drippage. And you really, wipe it off.
You feel that's saving you from the trail of food coming back to you.
It's worked my 22 years of
life. From bugs. Okay.
Wipe that shit off so it's not dripping all the way back.
Don't do this shit. No. Put that shit in the Kroger bag.
It's gonna do the same thing in the Kroger bag.
Did you not hear me when I said let the grease solidify?
How the fuck you gonna let vegetable oil solidify?
You put it in the fucking refrigerator.
That's not gonna solidify that shit. Maybe it was bacon fat or beef grease. Pork
lard?
That's not lard, that's vegetable oil. Vegetable oil don't solidify.
It doesn't solidify. You are correct.
Okay, so
coconut oil solidifies. Lard
solidifies.
But
who's frying their shit in coconut oil besides vegans?
I cook with coconut oil.
You fry your chicken in coconut oil. You fry your foods. You fry your fish in coconut oil.
Actually, I do.
Not a little bit of coconut oil on the bottom of the pan and calling it a chef frying food.
I take my cast iron skillet. Yeah.
Thing.
It takes a jar of coconut oil.
You said cast iron skillet.
Yeah. What's wrong with a cast iron? You never fried chicken in a cast iron skillet?
Is the chicken immersed? I'm talking about deep frying. Not.
Okay, from the standpoint, is it?
There's a difference between pan fry and deep fry.
Okay, but who deep fries from that standpoint at the house? You have a giant pot that you fill up with a gallon of oil.
We have a pot, and we have a little strainer that we have that's specifically for frying food. You put whatever you're frying in that little basket, dip it into the oil, pull it back up.
It's a pot?
Yeah, it's a pot.
And it gets hot enough to fry stuff. That's why I always use a cast iron, because whenever I use a pot to fry stuff, the oil never gets hot enough.
We have regular pots, but technically most of our frying and cooking we do in our nice stuff, which has the copper bottoms that conduct heat faster.
Okay.
But you can do this shit in a regular pot too. That shit will get hot enough.
That shit has always failed for me, and it takes forever to fry stuff. That's why I always use a cast iron skillet.
I had a thing for like a year where it was like during the pandemic, every Friday was Friday. I made homemade fries.
So wait a minute, you fried food on Friday?
No.
Just because it was Friday?
Friday was Friday. I made fries.
Oh, Friday. I thought you meant like fried.
Fuck
Like
that.
on Friday, you just fry shit.
No, Friday I made homemade fries. And I did that shit in a regular ass pot with some regular ass vegetable oil. And after I used that shit for about a month, and that grease is dark now, take it to the back.
That's too long.
Well, I guess days.
Yeah, you're not frying every day, so
yeah. It's not like it's
if
like
only,
a weekly,
if a month
bi-weekly
is like
thing.
4 times, so yeah, I guess that makes sense. If you're not using it every day, it doesn't really go through that much.
If you don't got money like that or food stamps, you gotta make that shit spread for about at least a month.
But you can't be frying stuff in old dirty grease.
Yeah, you can if it's clean enough. That's why
I just said old dirty grease, and you saying if it's clean enough.
Getting old and dirty, you clean the shit. And if after you clean it, it still looks old and dirty, then yeah, give it up. But
you
dirty,
gotta rinse the grease out.
Old and dirty is perspective.
Nah, pimp. Nah, if your grease look like Gary Coleman, it's old. You can't say shit.
You wanna know why
your
I can't
grease
say
look
shit?
like a Hershey's chocolate bar is old.
You wanna know why I can't say shit? I don't know who the fuck that is.
You don't know who Gary Coleman is?
Not off the top of my head. I don't know names. I know faces.
Trying to think who you would know that's like. You about to pull it up on your phone?
I don't know if we can pull it up on the podcast, so I'm pulling it up on my phone. Wow. Gary Coleman. I know that nigga. Oh yeah, that's a little bit. Damn, why he looks scary.
See, if your grease look like Gary Coleman, it's time to throw it out. But please dispose of it in a container instead of just dumping it in your trash can.
I would have known Michael Blackson.
Michael Blackson, that's too dark. Your grease look like Michael Blackson. You really going through the struggle.
We've been on this grease thing for about.
You started it.
You started it. What a goddamn episode.
I think that's the last one though.
No. I think there's more. I think there's like
one we said more. This is partially true, so we did. What's the next one?
So everything else was a lie.
For the most part, yes. Yeah, but it says I've long after living 500 years, so we should have known it was gonna be a lie.
I'm still mad they never showed me what the fuck was the whisk.
That's a device. It's not a kitchen hack. You strain your shit through that. What is it?
I don't know.
Cooking fries? What?
What the fuck are you doing? That looks horrible.
Okay. No.
Oh, bitch ass. Afraid to get popped. Scars give you personality.
Okay, so if you are making homemade fries, right? One thing that will stop the grease from essentially giving you a whole new skin layer is to pat your potatoes dry. Like, get as much water off of them as you can.
As a professional fry maker, this is how you make fries. You peel them if you want to. You cut them up. Me personally, I make them so much. I have a little device where I put the potato on top, I put the lid on it, and I pop, and it comes out as fries. It has a little like dicey. You know the thing that dices stuff? What? You put a potato in it.
I'm still talking. You gotta get the moisture off of them.
Okay, I'm getting there. To get perfect fries, after you get them cut, you rinse them off if you didn't rinse your potatoes before, but I always second rinse them. Then you, what is it called? When you
don't look at me. You breaking it down now. I'm not involved.
It's like poaching, but it's not poaching. What is that word?
Poaching?
No. It's like you
par fry?
No, you pre-boil them. Like you boil them for a little bit and No, you boil them in water for a little bit.
Water?
To soften them.
Okay, that's a new one.
You let them soften for a little bit. Like you boil them and let them soften for a little bit. And then you take them off. You let them cool down. You pat them dry. You can either let them just naturally cool down on the counter or pop them in your freezer. And then once you're done with that, you can This is optional. Either pat them with cornstarch or not, and then toss them in the oil. Gets perfect fries, so it's nice and soft in the middle, and it's crispy on the outside.
That actually will work. So instead of using grease, you
And it
use
also-
water.
No, you fry them like after.
No, but I'm telling you, the method that I've normally done is you fry them, cool them, and then fry them again. You
par-fried
are
them, too.
boil them. You boil them and then you fry them.
Because once you boil them and let them dry, most of the moisture is out of them, so they aren't going to be popping like that.
Right, but I'm saying the reason why some people or in the kitchen we do oil
Fry.
is because
It's more
you don't
difficult.
get moisture. Like you don't get the water from boiling the fry. They don't absorb the moisture. So you do it with oil. But if you're at home, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, it may actually be an easier thing to do if you have a bunch of fries to make and you don't want to use up the grease like that. You can just parboil them, dry
Blanch.
them. That's what you were looking for, was
Yep.
blanch?
Yep.
Oh,
I was
my
looking for the
gosh.
word blanch. You
Okay,
blanch your
yes,
fries.
blanch works. Blanching your fries before you fry them. Yes, that's a good one.
Blanch is a weird word. It's like ranch, but with a B.
Will with the B, Blanche. Wasn't that one of the Golden Girls? Blanche?
Why do I know the Golden Girls?
You know the Golden Girls. Your mama
I
know
probably
the Golden
do,
Girls.
but they aren't relevant.
What you mean they aren't relevant? The Golden Girls are relevant.
I have not seen anything related to the Golden Girls anytime lately.
Greatest TV show of all time.
I'm sorry, I lied. I saw the Golden Girls in an episode of the regular show, but the only character I recognized
God,
was
really?
Betty White. R.I.P.
Exactly.
Betty White.
Exactly.
And the song that said R.I.P. Betty White. She ain't dead, but I know it's coming soon.
I think
she
she
died.
did pass away.
She did. She's dead for real now. As soon as she died, I played that song.
The fuck is that?
It looks,
It looks like a bunch of
USA.
cheese. Oh gosh, she's doing that again.
It's doing it again. I'm so scared to see what's in the middle of that block of cheese. Why are you What the
fuck was that?
Why are you gripping it like that? I don't even know if that's a food hack.
It was Swiss rolls.
It
That's
wasn't
gross.
Swiss rolls. There was pink ones.
That's fucking gross. Amazon kitchen hat,
One
no.
of my favorite things.
No.
Wait, what's that one? I see sauces. Oh, wait. That's something you could do with...
What?
Go back up. It had
What?
them sauces.
This one?
Yeah, it looked like the sauce you get from the Chinese food places. No. Similar. Oh. Okay, so they look like duck sauce, soy sauce, and then something else. I don't understand what's going on here. Why did you have to freeze them?
So
Oh,
you
to
get
get all
all
the
of it
flavor
out.
Why did you cut it over the bowl? Weirdo.
If you want to get all your money, Bo, that's quite a good idea. All right, what else you got here? What is
I
that?
just want to say, if you cut your bacon in half, I don't like you.
Where you see some... The fuck? What? I've never seen fish fried in a bag?
So I kind of like that idea, and here's why. We have a griddle. We had a griddle that we grew up with, and oh wow, that was like no mess. But
Whoa!
I like that because we had a griddle growing up that we made pancakes on all the time, and then we cooked fish. on
But
it
I don't
one
know
time.
what paper this is because it's not burning.
It's like wax paper,
Nah, that's not wax
like
paper.
a brown industrial wax paper.
Just use a non-stick pan. Yeah. Baking paper. It's baking paper. That makes sense.
It's essentially the same thing as wax paper.
Nah.
I'm gonna try this at home.
That one looks like it actually
Anywho,
worked.
Let me finish my story.
Yes, ma'am. I'm playing. I'm listening.
If I said yes, sir, you'd be like, I'm not that old.
No, I'm old as fuck. I'm old as fuck.
Okay, as long as you know.
About to die
As long
next
as
week.
you know. I like that specifically because we had a pan that we made everything on, specifically pancakes, and we made the mistake of frying fish in it one time or cooking fish on it, and then we cleaned it, and then after we cleaned it, the taste / smell of fish was just like stuck in the pan. Like we cleaned it, scrubbed it till the thing came off, ran it through the dishwasher, and the fish taste never came out. Once again, I hate you if you cut your bacon in half. Because why the fuck are you cutting your bacon in half? Why would you cut your bacon in half just to...
Oh my God, that aggravates my
bag.
soul. Get a Ziploc bag.
No, because y'all are you're finna do something stupid. I know it. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. What the fuck are you doing?
That wasn't a hack. That was common sense. Okay, this one is pretty clever. If you don't have a lot of knife skills or you're, at home. At home chef.
I kind of like... No. What are we doing now?
What are we doing now?
Oh, they're mixing it together.
I guess.
I mean, okay, but what's that got to do with the kid?
Man, his
what the
toothbrush
fuck
look like
are you
that at
doing?
the top. Wait a minute. Let them cook. Huh. You got to season the meat first.
Oh, that's smart. I like that idea.
I didn't know dish soap froze like that. Huh.
Oh no, it's
clever.
Detergent. It's dishwasher detergent. Dish soap probably doesn't freeze.
Okay.
But dish soap has different properties.
I see.
No one shops at Target enough for that.
Use it as a handle.
It already has a handle.
So fucking lame.
I've seen that. I don't know if it's true or not.
It is.
Fuck you. Why did you break your noodles? Are you a child still?
This is true. Because we do it with squash too.
Don't tell me you cut that shit. Okay.
Wop. Am I the only one that noticed it was Pepsi in the Coke container?
I did see that. I've seen that shit. It's so weird.
What is this?
You like blow bubbles into it. Like it's like some type of form thing. You blow bubbles into it and it just like keeps its form and then it's like soft or something. What the fuck are you doing? Oh.
First off, why are you putting butter on tomatoes?
That's nasty.
I've never thought of doing this to a pepper, but it makes sense. Peppers don't...
No,
I was just about to say peppers don't like to fucking...
Yeah, that was so easy.
Aren't as hard as apples. That's just trife.
Not the afro pick.
That's just trife. Never do that. Hair products are for hair.
I don't care if it's a brand new one. No.
Yeah, that's gross. Oh.
Okay, so this video was just disturbing.
That was just weird. That's all get out.
5 minutes crafts, right?
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird.
I'm happy I'm not the only one.
Still one more. Let's make it a good one. Know this before cooking.
Well, can we go over to that person shoving the corn through the bundt pan?
You said what?
Shoving the corn through the bundt pan? Go back down. Go back down. What are you doing? Down. Down. You see it? Oh, it's doing that thing again. But it's further. The fuck? Why do you...
What the fuck?
The butter's not even warm. That was cold ass butter.
Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that, folks.
If you do that, don't let nobody that works in the kitchen see that shit.
Okay, I guess. All right.
You couldn't open it with your hand? I mean, I guess if you got long ass nails.
I don't know why you need ice in it, but okay. Nah.
Fuck no. It's
No.
not going in that easy. You see how it's
No.
barely the tip
That's
in there?
gross. Yes, this is true. Use a strainer how it's supposed to be used. That's fucking true. That's
that
not
actually
gonna do shit.
No, it does work.
It don't give you a full charge.
It gives you.
It give you a little bit.
It gives you enough charge where if you needed something real bad and you needed to use it, you got it for at least a good little bit.
That's cute.
It's not.
But I mean,
thick.
depending on what you got that top off of, it could taste like soap. That actually works. I've done that in the kitchen. You got to be a strong motherfucker, and I don't think that would work for every bunt pan either. I think that would make a
Be
mess.
strong, and also you gotta see the fact that corn was now demolished.
Yeah, I was about to say that it's gonna make a mess.
Okay, those work though. I know what they're doing. Actually, I didn't expect them to do that. That's stupid as fuck.
Yes, not a bell pepper. What? What you doing
Why?
now? Oh, so it doesn't brown?
I don't know.
Isn't this for a pineapple?
Yeah, but that works too. It gets the corn off the cob a lot easier than what you did with the bundt
Yeah,
cake.
that was a lot better than the fucking
I've done that
bundt
as
cake.
traveling, and that's actually pretty smart.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, this is a good one. We already seen this one. We agreed on that one. Did you just repeat the shit?
Oh wait. Play as burger. Well, if you just control it a little bit.
Meemaw been doing that forever.
As a chef, you could just put some in your hand.
Chefs are the only ones who do that. Well, no, since Salt Bay started doing it, now everybody wants to do it. It's just that
Oh.
dumbass don't.
Why are you sauteing pineapple?
If you do that at your house, don't talk to me.
What the fuck are you doing that for?
Oh my god, these aren't even food hacks at this point. And then he goes back to a food. What is this?
It's a hot dog burger.
I guess
I would have preferred it on a hamburger bun.
if I was a kid, yeah, I would. Oh, what
What
the
the
fuck?
You ruined it. We was almost there. Right? We was almost with you.
That's kind of clever.
Why are you hanging hot dogs in your house? You like Lizzie's?
Huh? All right, I'm committed at this point. We aren't even on food.
That does
hacks
not
anymore.
work.
No, I wouldn't think that would work. Okay, clever way to cut up cheese for what? Huh?
I don't like where this is going.
I am curious as to where this. Oh, you making cheese crisp? All right, fair enough.
We're gonna melt the ice.
What the fuck?
Why the fuck didn't you get water?
That was gross. The fact that your foot was on the microwave at all is gross.
How did your foot reach the microwave? More importantly,
I don't care. That's gross. That was fucking gross.
Why didn't they just get water out of their sink?
I
Jacob, I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm thoroughly scared. Can I go home now? I'm scared.
Oh yes.
I need to hide under my
you-
covers
you
and
can go home
contemplate
now.
life.
You can go home now. We can end it right here. You go home now. We got feet
I'm
on the
sorry, y'all
microwave.
had to see that foot on the
That's what the fuck we
I
gonna
think-
call this episode. Is feet on the microwave.
I
goddammit.
think that's worse than animals in the kitchen.
I don't know. They don't the same with me. I don't want animals in the
Bruh.
kitchen, nor do I want your feet touching something your hands should be touching.
I would much rather someone's animal walking around my kitchen, possibly hopping up on my counter.
Fuck that. I'll
Other-
beat that motherfucker
other-
ass.
I would much rather
No.
that than see someone with their feet off in my kitchen,
Either
putting their foot anywhere up near where my food
no,
is.
bro.
Because
don't-
I would.
either one. They the
Listen.
same to me. Both of
They
them are a sin
technically
in my
are.
book.
I fucking
No,
hate
bro.
feet. Like people with foot fetishes, I'm the exact opposite of them. If I could cut off my own feet, I would.
You need
So
them
the-
to walk though.
That's why I said if.
You just gonna hover around.
Honestly,
Where'd you put
I
the
didn't
bar
do
at?
anything.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, look, we found it. Anywho, guys, that's been an episode of J Bop and Chip, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe. I thought I ended on something.
Really? We doing diners, drive-ins, and
Don't even remember it.
bye, everybody.
Bye.